Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Galapagos. It's my third day. Yesterday was. Yeah, but anyway, I thought today I would do like a little bit of a talk video and maybe an update towards the end. Um, because I was like the last. So I don't know if you guys saw it in my book review video, but like I had my hair like I also had this part braided yesterday. We went snorkeling, and this part just kind of like came out, so I don't have that part anymore. Um, but like with like in terms of dating, okay, I'm not gonna make. I've already made like a half a dozen videos on my YouTube channel about like dating and how I'm not dating and being single, and like one of the big fears I had when I was a younger gay man was like I don't want to be one of those old single gay guys who's like in their 50s and dancing shirtless at the club and trying to hit on like the young guys. Like to me that was always like the worst case scenario that could happen. uh so I think over the years I've made plenty of videos where I talked about like being a single guy. Now I didn't want to be single and yada yada yada. And I got a really bad sunburn. Which I don't understand how, because I am the king of sunscreen. I don't know how I managed to get a sunburn. But anyway, I'm not. I promise that's not what this video is gonna be. This isn't gonna be one of those videos where I'm like, oh my god, I'm single. Blah, blah. I'm actually right now in a time of my life where I am okay with being single. I've accepted the fact that I have all of these qualities that are just not attractive to gay men. Um, Among them being very, very blunt and being very, very sarcastic. And of course, being conservative. So I think that's more like what I wanted to talk about, because anybody who's like followed my channel for a while, you guys know that I've always had a very um, liberal. I don't know if that's the right word. Like my style has always been very, what I would say looks more like somebody who'd be very progressive. Like in the times when I still had like dreadlocks, and you know I don't know, just I've always been very attracted to kind of like the alternative look, and like gasp for any of those of my followers who are conservative. Like I'm actually somebody who kind of thinks the colored hair can also be kind of cute, just depending on how it's done. Um, so I don't know, when people see me just from like a visual, and I feel like people generally, the assumption that is made is that I am very, very progressive and like super liberal and, probably a drug user, which is probably not a compliment. Um, Maybe like a little bit of kind of like a hippie or something like that, especially during like, and I've just been getting that a lot these last couple of days because I have my hair braided and stuff, and so people again have been looking at me like, oh, this is some kind of hippie dippy tree hugger type. And I think that is something that over the years has, among my very shitty personality and crappy character, has been among like uh, one of the aspects of why I've been single as long as I have. Because I find I now just joined. Actually, I woke up this morning. I'm very confused. I joined a group on Facebook called the Gay Conservative Movement, uh, which this morning was changed to the Gay Dating. Was changed to the Gay Dating Group or something. I forget what the name is. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I didn't join a gay dating group. Um, but yeah, like obviously my look in that group, it's just not working for most guys, you know. But I would say for most people, conservative for straight people, conservative is generally seen as kind of like maybe clean shaven, you know, maybe wears a suit and tie, uh, things like that. For gay men, conservative seems to kind of align with being very you know, it's kind you know, this is the thing, this is one of those things where like why I'm not a fan of people making up new terminology. The thing is, like, if you're making up new terminology but not fixing the core problem, doesn't change anything. That's like one of the reasons I said, like, I personally don't say the word African American, because it's kind of like this word, you know, has gone through all of these, you know, Negro, colored, black, African American. And the thing is, like, it's always going to end up offending someone if the underlying issue isn't resolved. And I kind of feel like now, like, gay people, we had the term straight acting, which now nobody would ever say. They would never say I'm straight acting or I'm looking for a straight acting guy, because they know that in the community we would shun them. So now it's like, then it was like I'm a masculine guy and I like masculine guys. And now in like this conservative group, it seems like they're kind of using the word conservative as a stand-in for straight acting. And I'm not straight acting. I admit it. Like I would say that I'm probably not. If I'm in a situation where for whatever reason I need to pass, I can, you know. But my day-to-day normal behavior, my normal likes, my normal desires, my normal way of going about life, I would not say that I would identify as straight acting. Oh, my eyes are really red. I totally lost the thread of what this video was about. Anyway, I kind of wanted to like talk something about along the lines of looking very progressive but mentally and spiritual being conservative, and how that makes it a very difficult, or has made it very difficult for me in the past to like find somebody. Because I would say that in general, I would also be more attracted to someone who is more liberal looking, to a point. Like I would say that I like men who have more of an alternative look. Maybe they do have like dreadlocks or braids or long hair. I've never been one of those gay people, which is something I run it all the time. Is like a lot of gay people, they just don't like long hair on men. I'm the complete opposite. I think long hair on men is very sexy. I like long hair on everybody. I just think long hair is really, really sexy in general. So like, be it man, be it woman, be a child, like I just think long hair is really sexy. But very few gay men agree with me on that. Yeah, like I don't know, just like more alternative, like tattoos, piercings, like things like that have always really attracted me more so than like a clean cut look. But the problem is, like, obviously, and these are like more so the men who are going to be then attracted to me. And but the problem is 99% of them, they are then very uber liberal and progressive, and then the mental state is not the same between the two of us. And that is something that's always a little bit made dating a little bit difficult for me. Sorry, I'm a little bit. Did I mention in my when did this happen? Like a week ago, because I'm also teaching PE at the school I'm at right now. and one kid like wanted me to take him like, I don't know what that's called in English, but in German we call it Huckepack. And he like jumped on me, and then like he almost fell because I didn't see him. So like I grabbed him in a weird way, and his knee went right into my rib cage, and I think it bruised my ribs. Been a little bit hurting. Yeah, so I don't know. Like that's been kind of like something that I've had a hard time with for quite some time. In terms of dating, like finding somebody who has more of a conservative spiritual and mental mindset who would be attracted to me, or a more conservative mental mindset person who I would be attracted to, right? And I mean, like I've said this in a lot of my videos already. Like I always feel like I'm kind of a minority within a minority, because the dating pool for gay people is already obviously smaller. Sorry, I didn't mean to show you guys the toilet. I'm trying to get comfortable on my ribs. The dating pool is already sorry, I just got a message. Look at this being one of my videos. It just kind of goes all over the place. Doesn't make any sense. Have I made my point? Because it feels like an ending. Yeah, I think you guys get what I'm saying. In terms of finding a match. Oh, now I remember what I was talking about. I just woke up, sorry. Don't make videos when you just wake up. Like my dating pool is already so much smaller because I do have more conservative views, which is obviously not that popular in the gay community. And you know, there's just a lot of things that are kind of up in the air when it comes to dating with myself, you know. And I very openly admit that I think I don't have the easiest personality for most people to deal with, because I am very blunt, I am very opinionated, and I very much and I'm very big on my integrity, and I'm very big on doing the right thing, which I think for a lot of other people can be kind of exhausting and tiring after a while, you know, because I think it can come across as preachy at times, which I think is not an attractive trait. So it's like, if you're a gay person, you're already dealing with a smaller group of people you can date with. Then it's like, you're conservative, then, you know, the personalities still have to match. Then, you know, that is a reality with gay men, you know. Then sexual compatibility has to match. For some people, it has to match more than for others, depending on if you're versatile or if you're more aligned to one of the poles in terms of, you know, your sexual desires and interests. So there's just, I don't know, I feel like, and then for me, on top of that, I don't look like what I'm advertising, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like someone's going in the store and they're looking for low-fat milk, and then they get me and they get full-fat milk, right? And they're kind of like, oh, whoops, I should have read this label a little closer where it said, looks like low-fat milk, but it's full-fat milk, right? And that's kind of how, like, I feel like when people see me, they're like, looks like a progressive gay guy, but it's a conservative gay guy. What's going on? Yeah. Is there any updates? I have 2 more days in the Galapagos. I really loved yesterday because I got to see Boobies, and you guys know actually you guys don't know because I haven't talked about it on my channel, but I love Boobies. I love Boobies. I love Boobies. And we got to be so close to them, and I got so many really nice pictures. If I was good at editing, actually, I can show you guys boobies. Who wants to see boobies? Not the ones I saw, obviously, but look. These are the cute. Oh my god! For me, this is like the main thing I wanted to see in the Galapagos. Everybody, like yesterday on the tour, everybody was like, "Are you crazy?" Because all I talked about, I was like, "I want to see the boobies. I want to see the boobies," and everyone else is like, they want to see like the tortoises and the hammerhead sharks and all this kind of stuff. And I saw those too. There's a big bug over there. But like for me, this entire trip, I was just like, as long as I can see boobies, I'm totally happy. Like so, and yesterday we got to see them. Look at their cute little feet. This is a postcard, but like, it's so cute. And they do like this when they walk. It's like, oh. I bought myself a little blue boobies earring. Also not helping in terms of attracting men. But yeah, like I said, I'm actually right now. I'm not. I went through phases where I was really like, oh, I don't want to be a lonely gay guy, and if it happens, it happens. But right now, I'm actually kind of like, whatever. I'm not at all thinking about dating at all. I'm just like, maybe it's because I'm also like towards the end of this chapter. I have one more place I've really been trying very hard to get my leg into, and I would really love that to be my final chapter in terms of this world travel, nomadic, living in different countries, so my mind has kind of been more along the lines of what's next, where am I going to settle down, and what am I going to do after I'm done with this teaching, and obviously, getting older. And, this is something I don't really talk a lot about on my channel, but getting sicker. With the people who I'm close to, I've talked with them about this, and they've seen it themselves, that I am experiencing like more and more, you guys see how, look at that. Oh, such a bad sunburn right here. Like getting getting sicker and sicker, and there is progressively more issues in terms of like how I'm feeling, that are just making me very well aware that this part of my life is just nearing its end. Like it's just not realistic for me to be doing this much longer. Which I also have mixed feelings about, of course. But yeah. So I guess like my mindset has been more on what's the next chapter, because I haven't really figured out what I want the next chapter to be, except maybe I would like to do something more, because I feel like this chapter of my life has been very selfish, right? I've been very blessed to have this chapter of my life, very blessed, and I'm very thankful and grateful for it. But at the same time, I'm very well aware that it's a very selfish chapter, like, what am I doing? I'm going around the world, traveling and doing my own thing, and just, this is all about like me and consumerism and experiences. That's a nicer word than consumerism. Experiencing, and it's a lot of personal growth, of course, but very little like giving back. So I've really been thinking my next chapter I would like to be something involving giving back somehow. Like, I don't know, if like working for like a gay center or a youth center or something like that, where I can kind of like give back to the community. And where is that going to be? Because I don't really want to live in Germany. I don't really want to live in the US anymore, based off of the kind of stuff that's been going on the last couple of years. Yeah. So I'm still in Ecuador till July, and then I have like the rest of the year to just travel. I have a very big thing coming up over the new year this year, knock on wood, that was canceled and moved because of Corona. And I've been looking forward to it for so many years. So I'm like, please don't let this happen again. Yeah. Not much of an update, huh? Galapagos are nice, but with the exception of the boobies, I don't know. Like, if I was to redo my top 5 nature, would the Galapagos make it on there? No. It's nice, but my first day I was in a totally bad mood because it was just like checkpoint after checkpoint, and then like you have to pay this tax and you have to pay this eco tax and all like all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, we're paying all of these like environmental tax and all this kind of stuff, and it was like, okay, now we have to go through 3 checks to make sure you're not bringing in any seeds and not bringing any like this and all that stuff too. In and of itself is great, but then it's like literally you leave the airport and there's just like no, that's not true. Not right when you leave the airport, because Baltra Island, no. But like when you cross the canal and you come onto Santa Rosa? I forgot the name of the island I'm on. This island, there's just like cows everywhere, and like cattle is like terrible for the environment. It's terrible for like natural plants. There's chickens running around everywhere. I'm like, okay, so these are definitely brought in. Like, this is not, environmentally friendly for the local animals or anything like that. And I have to say, I probably wouldn't have noticed this if they hadn't made such a big deal about it at the airport and going through this checkpoint and this checkpoint. But there is garbage like laying around too. And I'm like, for like this whole like, we don't even give out plastic bags at the store and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, it seems like there's a lot of this going on, but very little actual action, I don't know. But yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not saying it's not beautiful. And if you are into like exotic animals, obviously that's, I think, where more people come from. Ooh, this brie didn't survive the night as well. Yeah, I mean, if you're somebody who's really into exotic animals, then I think it's worth it. If you're somebody who's really into like beautiful islands and beautiful beaches, that's not the Galapagos. Like the Galapagos, I think it's for the animal experience, like the diving, the hammerhead sharks, and all this kind of stuff. Oh my god, you guys! Yesterday, like I said, we went scuba diving, and I haven't been scuba diving in years. Last time was like when I was in Thailand, and oh man, I don't like the goggles they gave me. I feel like on the sides, I don't know if they were because they were old goggles or something, like the field of vision was kind of warped. So everything, when I was looking, everything that was like in my peripheral vision looked like it was very close and like high. I don't know if I'm saying this right. So I was constantly like in the water, and I was getting so like, I had such a bad case of vertigo, because like every time if I'd look into the corner, I would think I was right on the cliffs, and then I would freak out because I was like, oh my god, I'm about to like whack my head into the cliffs. But then like if I turned my head and I looked at it, I would see that it was actually flat, and I was not even anywhere near that. And like that's the vertigo of that, like oh god, I was feeling so nauseous. It was like such a cool experience, especially like because there was a lot of like flights of fish. That's not schools of fish. And obviously like swimming with like the schools of fish and stuff like that was incredibly beautiful, all this kind of stuff. But like even now, like just thinking about it, I'm feeling like a little bit of like after vertigo, if that's an actual thing, because I was just like, and then I'm glad that it was the last thing we did, because then I sat on the boat and all the way back to like the landing by the canal, oh god, I was just feeling so nauseous. I was just like, oh god. Which is a shame, because it was actually really beautiful. We saw like stingrays and we saw some sharks, not hammerhead though. like a bunch of schools of fish. I don't know that much about fish. Like I said, for me, the whole thing was I booked that tour because I wanted to see the boobies. Anyway, this video is a bunch of just all over the place, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just woke up. I'm tired. And now I'm going to go to the hotel's breakfast, and then I'm going to walk to Tortuga Bay under a very big sun umbrella because I don't want my sunburn to get worse. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well, and take care and be safe, and leave comments if you want. I don't know what you guys would comment on in this video because it was basically just a bunch of word vomit and it didn't really have a point. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Bye.